Hello Leo, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. This is your weekly reading for the week beginning the 8th of July. I don't do this little intro nearly enough, so I'm going to do it now. If you are a supporter of my channel, I know it's a small channel, but I do have people that, support me regularly and I read for regularly. If you could do me a favour of listening to the adverts to help my ad revenue, I'd much appreciate it. I know it's a pain in the arse, but I don't know how long they last for, like 30 seconds. If you would, it'd be great. Please like, please subscribe. If you think the reading's of use, then share it, maybe on your social media or with friends and family. Make sure the bell button is filled in when you subscribe if you haven't done already. My price list is below for my personal readings. The most useful reading, in all honesty, is the 1 hour reading of £35. That's where I'm able to do my full Celtic cross spread, which takes 30 to 40 minutes. And then you're able to come back with maybe 2, 3, sometimes 4 additional questions that we need to look at in more detail. It's incredibly comprehensive. And if you do take a full 1 hour reading, you then have the option at any time to come back for a mini weekly read for £10. They go out every Sunday to my regulars. They last about 10 to 20 minutes. I used to just do them recorded, but now I actually do them as videos because I don't have any limitations on my phone, which is super. And it also means that if you don't have a specific question, you can just get a general for the week as to, what your week's going to be all about, where you need to focus your attentions on, what's coming in. I tend to use Lenormand. It's very similar to this, to be perfectly honest. Lenormand is way more predictive than tarot is. Tarot is a lot deeper. I still am offering the £20 half-hour read, but honestly I'm really struggling with it. I've had a few recently and I just can't do my job properly with it, is the bottom line. If you have a lot going on in your life, a lot of separate issues, a lot of people in your life, it just does not cut the mustard, and I find it personally quite frustrating, and I end up going way over anyway. And those of you who have taken that option will know I just can't do it in half an hour, but it is still there. I'll keep it there because obviously not everyone has got £35, I understand that, so I do the best I can with that option. And if it is just one question, they're £7.50. They're usually about 10-minute long. Again, I just do the best I can with that one question. I won't only ever do one spread, even for one question, if I have any doubts about it. I have a Virgo stellium. I have to check and double check everything. It's just who I am. I'm also going to remind you of my Reiki. The clients I currently have, I was doing a special offer for £10 for a half-hour session, and for those of you who are still with me on that and have initially come to me on that, that is something that will continue to run regardless. I am continuing to run it, but only as a taster session. So £10 for a taster distance Reiki session of 30 minutes. If that works out for you, and it will, then you can book follow-up sessions individually for £15. The best way to do it really is through a course, in all honesty. It obviously depends on your needs, and that's a conversation we can have, but a session of 4 would really be the minimum, and I am still happy to offer that for £40, and a course of 6 at £60. That's it. I haven't done that for ages. So it is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You always have free will. But this is just an idea of the energies surrounding you, Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for the week beginning the 8th of July. And the first card you have up is the Snake Princess. This is overall a week of sort of waiting and re-evaluating the way you have approached things in the past, which are ultimately failing, is what I'm going to say. So the Snake Princess, this is the snake is your spine, your DNA and your nervous system. It is the ancient serpent Kundalini knowledge that has been denied for over 2,000 years and now returns. It is the ultimate energy of rebirth. It is time for you to shed the skin of fear and conditioning, yet to still use your own wits. You're about to receive knowledge of healing, of ancient times, of the beauty of what lies beneath. The underworld with all its wisdom of crystals, minerals, and ancient worlds show and speak who you are. And do not fear, transform and heal. The snake and the serpent are your ancient wisdoms, your instinctual knowledge, and your belief that you as a human being are good enough, born innocent, and have no need of carrying this burden of sin anymore. Do not let the fears and the lies you have been taught be the reason you deny me. So you are being healed and you are being given guidance. You have great powers of divination and may have associations with the ancient Pythia, the Oracle Delphi. It may be time to walk a labyrinth, to forego the linear dualistic view of the world and to begin to live in a more feminine, organic, undulating way. You're also able to communicate with the dead, a talent of the very wise, and some say the very brave. Please explore this talent if this card comes forth as an ancestor is willing to share great knowledge with you. You are strong and you are worthy enough. Okay, so to kick off, and this is a progression in Lenormand, we have got the snake and the birds here. Not the snake, sorry, the fox. What's gone down here? So this is a masculine, this is a main male with poverty who's come through as the snake. Basically, this is someone who's having difficulty initiating their plans because their plans are ultimately coming from a very selfish, self-serving place, and they are being intentionally thwarted and delayed. Now, it could just, poverty can also obviously mean financial poverty. And I do think there is someone here who is concerned about their own financial stability and is prepared to steal for that reason. It doesn't have to be that. It can just be lack mentality. The fox, as much as he is very cunning and very shrewd, he does also have a family that he looks after. You know, he's not all bad. He really isn't. But he has got a very selfish viewpoint. There's no two ways about it. And he does use cunning and manipulation, but it stems from this lack of mentality and need. This is a mentality also of how do I win, with the Five of Swords here and the birds. How do I win? How do I get what I want? Who must I crush to get my way? It's not working. It is ultimately foolish with this wee chap in reverse here. It's someone who doesn't really see the big picture. It's someone who's pretty thoughtless. It can be really childish. And it just really stems from this need. It's a very needy energy. With initiation in reverse here, this is kind of someone who's a bit confused about where to go from here. This is someone who's having difficulty even understanding where they are in the process, because everything at the minute feels like a loss than, you know, like a learning opportunity to move them to another level. This is someone who's very much doing what they've always done and probably no longer getting what they've always got. It is failing. It's failing because of where it's coming from, because the intention behind it is ultimately poor. So with the Snake Princess here, she's come under the ship, and she of the Cruac with the Seven of Pentacles. Now the ship is movement. It can just be travel. It's like metaphorical travel towards someone's hopes and wishes here with the stars. And again, it feels like a bit of a holding pattern. There's almost like someone has to be reassimilated here because there's disappointment. So now we're waiting, and now we're studying, and now we're looking at where we've gone wrong, probably with regards to a feminine. But she of the Cruac can be anything. It doesn't need to be a person. It's like a form of pregnancy. It's trying to birth something new, trying to move to a new level and feeling a little bit stuck. But what the She of the Crucible tells us is it's a need to unconditionally receive and spiritually heal, rather than going out and getting what you want. You have to sort of find your own sort of inner peace and understanding and be able to receive. Because if you're feeling needy and desperate, it's quite the opposite of what's necessary here. This is like the bowl. This is like a scrying tool for seeing the past, the present and the future, but it's filled with energy. She of the Crucible is someone who dreams, and she holds us in her womb, you know, all our sorrows, all our joys, all our hopes. But we're just stood looking at it, almost not knowing what to do with it, and waiting for answers, which is actually going to be your advice this week. So it's moving from a feeling of desperation, anxiety, determination to win, doing thoughtless, idiotic acts to get our way, then being stuck here with the serpentine path to power. I mean, someone may even have it like a Kundalini rising at some point in the very near future. But what they're moving towards is honesty. And honesty is, you know, really looking at ourselves honestly, being honest with the people around us. It's looking at where we have deceived ourselves as well as others. Because there's definitely some disappointment here. And there's a need to realise that the disappointments with the Ace of Cups in reverse. So we're not having our needs fulfilled, and we're not, you know, loving on ourselves or loving on anyone else. How we have gone about achieving, having our needs met is not being successful because of the very source it's coming from. So this is almost having a word with yourself and realising that in order to move on, to go to the next level, to really change up for ourselves, we sort of need to reconnect with our dulled, dumbed down instinctual knowledge and be prepared to learn a completely new way of doing things. And that's why there's a bit of a stall here, I would have thought. But the star is here, and that's what's been looked at. So someone does know what their hopes, wishes and desires are, but they're just not getting them fulfilled the way they're going about things. So now they're moving into the Labyrinth, which was mentioned in the Snake Princess card. There's literally no shortcuts here, Leo, is what this reading is telling you. You're trying to get what you want, and you're being schooled about what you need, and you're going to be here going round in circles and literally chasing your own tail until that, you know, message gets through. So we've got Laskuna here, my frog princess. She's about exploration, self-exploration in the main. She's deep diving into her own, you know, labyrinth of the subconscious. This is a complete re-evaluation is what I feel of what actually fulfills us. And someone here can really no longer deny that how they're going about things is not bringing them any happiness. It's not bringing them any stability. They can't steal what they need. They can't come at it dishonestly, manipulative, deceptively. They can't get what they want continuing to do this. So they're going to be left. If this is you or whoever you're dealing with, Leo, this is someone who's going to be left and lost in this labyrinth while they're getting schooled by the universe to the penny finally drops that it's not going to work what you're doing. And your advice for the week is the Guardian, you are not alone, and the Oracle, wait for important information. So yeah, there might be some messages coming through this week. You need to be in a really receptive mind frame. You need to be open to receiving, open to learning something very different. And the oracle is all about waiting. And this is also about letting your wants get ahead of your needs. And the oracle will bring you that information in and give you an opportunity to see everything clearly, but only if you're willing to open your eyes and consider another way of being, basically. Yeah. That is your reading, Leo. Please like, subscribe. Covered all that at the beginning. Have a good week, and I'll talk to you soon.